They called it Ravenwood, a quiet town nestled deep in the mountains, untouched by time. It had cobblestone streets, warm lit cottages, and a marketplace that smelled of fresh bread and aged parchment. But one morning, the world woke up to a chilling reality. Ravenwood was gone. No ruins, no ashes, just an empty valley, as if the town had never existed. The last known record was a radio transmission from a local journalist, Ethan Cole. His voice crackled through the static. Something is happening. The air feels heavy. People are seeing things. Shadows moving in the fog. And the clock tower. It won't stop ringing. It's been ringing for hours. Then, silence. Investigators found strange spiral symbols carved into the trees, withered flowers arranged in eerie patterns, and the scent of something old, like rain on stone, but bitter. The only clue was a single wooden door, standing upright in the middle of the field. And here's where it gets stranger. Hikers and travelers passing through the area claim to see Ravenwood in their dreams. The people, the streets, the glow of lanterns. Some even wake up with the mud on their feet, as if they had been walking through the town. A few have tried to step through the door. None have returned, and every year, on the night of the village's disappearance, the wind carries the faint sound of a clock tower ringing 12 times. You step through the door. The moment your foot crosses the threshold, the air shifts, warmer, heavier, humming with an unseen force. The world behind you dissolves like ink in water, and suddenly you are somewhere else. Ravenwood. The village stands exactly as the stories described. Cobblestone paths glistening under lantern light. Market stalls still lined with untouched fruit. The scent of rain-soaked wood in the air. But something is wrong. Too quiet. Too still. The people are here, but they do not move. Figures frozen mid-step, eyes open yet unseeing. A child clutches a wooden toy. A baker stands with a loaf in hand. A town trapped in time. Then the clock tower rings. A slow, deep chime that rattles your bones. The moment it fades, the villagers turn their heads toward you. All at once, they blink and start whispering. You came through the door. You shouldn't have. A woman in a dark veil steps forward. Unlike the others, she moves freely. Her voice is a whisper that slithers into your mind. The door is not an entrance. It is a trade. Behind you, the wooden door begins to close. The symbols along its frame pulse like a heartbeat. And then you realize someone must take your place. The villagers step closer. The clock chimes again. The moment you decide, the air tightens around you, like invisible hands pressing against your skin. The villagers exhale in relief, their frozen limbs loosening, as if waking from a long dream. Some weep, some smile, others simply fade into the mist. The veiled woman steps closer. Her hands are cold as she places them on your shoulders. Ravenwood thanks you. Your vision blurs. The clock tower rings one final time, a deep, resonant chime that rattles your very soul. And then, the door vanishes. You blink. The streets are no longer empty. The town is alive, bustling with color and movement. Market stalls brim with fresh fruit. Laughter echoes from the tavern, and children chase each other down the cobbled paths. The world has shifted, but something is wrong. The people do not see you. You try to speak. Your voice is swallowed by the air. You reach out. Your hand passes through a passerby like mist, and then, in a window's reflection, you see it, the new door, standing in the center of the village. A traveler approaches it from the other side, staring into the mist beyond, just like you did. And as they step forward, a whisper curls in your mind, your own voice, carried on the wind. The door is not an entrance, it is a trade. The cycle continues, taking back the village. You refuse to be just another whisper in Ravenwood's endless cycle. If this town was taken, then it can be won back. The villagers move around you, unaware of your presence. But you feel something shifting, a crack in the illusion. The clock tower looms above, its hands frozen at 12. The answer must be there. With each step toward the tower, the world grows dimmer, shadows curling at the edges of the streets. By the time you reach the entrance, Ravenwood is nothing but a haze of memories. Inside, the air is thick with the scent of old paper and burnt wood. Dust clings to forgotten books, and candlelight flickers despite the absence of flames. At the center of the room stands a mirror, tall, cracked, its surface shifting like rippling water. You step closer. Your reflection is not your own. It is the veiled woman. You want to take back the village? Her voice slithers from the glass, then break the time that binds it. The clock tower. You race up the spiraling staircase, each step dragging against unseen resistance. The higher you climb, the louder the whispers. Thousands of voices murmuring, warning, pleading. Finally, you reach the top. The massive gears of the clock pulse with a dull, golden glow. In the center, an ornate key rests, locked in place. The final choice stands before you. Do you turn the key and restart time, freeing the village? Or do you shatter the clock, breaking the cycle forever? You turn the key. The moment the key clicks into place, everything stops. The air, the whispers, even your heartbeat, silent. Then, with a deep, echoing chime, the clock begins to move. The hands unwind, spinning backward, faster and faster, gears grinding as golden light bursts from the cracks. The tower trembles beneath you, the walls flickering like an old film reel. Ravenwood is rewinding through the windows. You see it, the people returning. Their frozen expressions soften, their bodies wake, laughter and voices rising as the color bleeds back into the village. Lanterns flicker to life. The smell of fresh bread drifts from the market, and the streets are alive once more. But something is wrong. Your hands, they are fading. You were part of the trade. A soul must be given to restore what was lost. As your form turns to mist, a familiar figure appears at the foot of the clock tower. A younger version of yourself. The moment you vanished, the past rewrote itself. You were never trapped. The village never disappeared. You watch, unseen, as the townspeople move freely, unaware of what had once been. The veiled woman is gone. The door has vanished. Ravenwood is free. And you are now part of the time itself. A whisper in the wind, a shadow in the turning gears. But you are at peace. The village lives, and so does your story. The last whisper, you drift, not gone, but changed. No longer bound by body or time, you become the wind that rustles the trees, the warmth of the sun on cobblestone, the hush between the chimes of the clock tower. Ravenwood flourishes, the baker kneads his dough, unaware that his hands had once been frozen in time. Children race through the streets, laughing, never knowing the village had vanished. The marketplace is alive with color, the scent of fresh fruit and aged parchment weaving through the air. Life has resumed. Only one thing remains. At the center of the village, beneath the clock tower's shadow, stands a small plaque. No one remembers placing it there, yet they pass it every day, brushing their fingers across its smooth surface. It reads, "To the one who turned back time, Ravenwood remembers." And as the clock strikes 12, just once, a gentle breeze rolls through the streets, a whisper, not of warning, but of gratitude.